So, hello guys, about another video. Today, as you can see, we are in my room, and as you suspect, what else are we doing in my room than reading? And you know what I like reading, because literally one video is me not reading Horrid Henry. So we are reading Horrid Henry, as you have guessed. This is a beautiful front cover. I'll just show it to you. It's Horrid Henry and Krazy Ketchup with a K, the Krazy. I love the front cover of this book. The only problem is, you know, the front cover is like nice, it's coloured, but then inside it's black and white. That's the only thing that annoys me. We're going to read the first chapter / story. So I guess we should start. Oh yeah, guys. So we have my most viewed video on my channel has now hit 300 views, and I have like nearly 40 subs now, and all my views, if you count together on all my videos, is like around 4,000. I'm saying 1,000. I didn't know that I had that many videos. Like, jeez. Yeah, I guess that like 75 or 80 is a lot of videos already. So I think we should just get straight into it. We're going to start with the first chapter, which is Horrid Henry and the Revenge of the Bogey Babysitter. In a future video, we're going to read Horrid Henry Tells It Like It Is. In another future video, we're going to read Horrid Henry Krazy Ketchup. And another future video, we're going to read Horrid Henry's Chicken. I hope it's KFC. KFC is really good. Here's the gang. Okay, I'm taking too long, so I'm just going to get through all these. Horrid Henry and the Revenge of the Bogey Babysitter. I challenge you to a name-calling competition, shrieked Rude Ralph for the title of the champion name-caller of the universe. Ha, thought Horrid Henry. No one knew more rude names than Henry, not even Rude Ralph. You're on, said Horrid Henry. Woofy, pongy, smelly, whiffy, stinky. These are bad names. Reeky, farty. Said Ralph. Isn't a name, crowed Henry. Na, I am champion. Shut up, I'm thinking, said Rudolph. Poo breath, gloppy goop, smell-o-vision, odoriferous. Odoriferous? That's not even a word, said Ralph. It's two, it's not. Wibble pants, bath breath, turkey head, said Rudolph. Turkey head? That's not a ding-dong. Someone shut the door. Horrid Henry stopped jumping up and down on Ralph's bed. Who's that? Said Henry. Ralph shrugged. We're having a babysitter tonight, he said. Horrid Henry's eyes gleamed. A babysitter? Yeah! What could be better than a sleepover at Ralph's house with a babysitter? He'd yet to meet one he couldn't tame. After all, he wasn't called the bulldozer of babysitters for nothing. A sitter meant hours of rampaging fun, especially as Ralph was bound to have one of those brilliant babysitters who let you stay up all night and eat biscuits till you were sick and watch scary movies on TV. The kind his mean, horrible parents never ever got for him. Great, said Henry. Who? He hoped it would be Leafy Leon. He just sat with his headphones on doing his homework, or allergic Alice, who he'd heard has always too busy sneezing to see kids. Sneaking sweets, or maybe, please, Dippy Dora. Margaret said Dora had spent the whole evening on her phone and hadn't even noticed when Margaret stayed up past midnight and ate all the ice cream in the freezer. Dunno, said Ralph. Mum didn't say, probably Dora. Yes, thought Horrid Henry, and Mum's baked a chocolate fudge cake, said Ralph. All for us, said Henry. Nah, said Ralph. Just a cake, just a slice each. Ralph looked at Henry. Henry looked at Ralph. You thinking what I'm thinking? Said Henry. Oh yeah, said Ralph. They could guzzle the whole cake and blame it on the babysitter. What brilliant luck, thought Horrid Henry. Boy, he could taste that yummy, gooey, scrumptious chocolate cake already. Stomp, stomp, stomp. There's someone coming in. Oh no. There was a sound of elephants trampling. What was that? Said Horrid Henry. Boom, boom, boom. The elephants were joined by a herd of stampeding rhinoceroses. You don't think, whispered Henry. It can't be, whispered Ralph. The walls shook. Henry gasped. The ground shook. Ralph gulped. We'd better go and see, said Ralph. Henry and Ralph crept down the stairs and peeked around the door. Ah! Stomping towards them was the biggest, meanest, ugliest, hideously horrible teen Henry remembered from his worst nightmares. Enormous kid-mashing arms, check. Enormous spiky head, check. Enormous Henry-hating eyes and child-chewing fangs, check. It was Rabid Rebecca, the bogey babysitter, risen from the swamp where she thrashed around with the Loch Ness monster and the creature from the Black Lagoon. When you said we were having a babysitter, you never said it could be Rebecca, hissed Horrid Henry. I didn't know, whimpered Ralph. We are doomed, moaned Horrid Henry. Where's the food? Bellowed Rabid Rebecca. Ralph's mum pointed to the kitchen. The boys can have a small slice of cake each, she frilled. Be good, she shouted over her shoulder as she escaped. Then Rebecca saw Henry. Henry saw Rebecca. You, said Rabid Rebecca. Her evil eyes narrowed. Me, said Horrid Henry. Last time he'd met Rabid Rebecca, they'd had a fight almost to the death. Henry had hoped never to have a rematch. Then he remembered her weakness. Don't worry, she's scared of spiders, whispered Henry. All we have to do is find some... And don't get any ideas about spiders, said Rebecca. I brought my friend Rachel. Nothing scares her. Horrid Henry gasped as a terrifying find cast a black shadow over the sitting room. Rancid Rachel was even tougher looking than Rabid Rebecca. Rancid Rachel glared at Henry and Ralph. Her fangs gleamed. If I were you, I'd get straight upstairs to bed, growled Rachel. That way I won't step on you by mistake. But what about my chocolate cake? Squealed Ralph. My mum said, our cake, you mean, said the bogey babysitters. Do not touch that cake. Oh, do you not touch that cake? Squeaked Ralph. Yeah, said Horrid Henry, or else Rancid Rachel cracked her knuckles. Or else what? She snarled. Horrid Henry took a step back. Oh, doesn't that cake look yummy, Rachel? Don't you think bet? I don't know. Yeah, said Rabid Rebecca. I can't wait to eat it. Nice of the brat's mum to leave it all for us. Now go to bed before we eat. You! That sounds a little scary. I'm not moving, said Horrid Henry. Yeah, said Rude Ralph. Make me. Get out of here! Boomed the bogey babysitters, exhaling their dragon breath. Horrid Henry and Rude Ralph sat in his bedroom. They could hear the bogey babysitters cackling and laughing in the kitchen below. We've got to stop them stealing all the cake, said Ralph. It's not fair. I know, said Henry. But how, said Ralph. She told us to stay in bed. So what? Said Horrid Henry. He scowled. There had to be something they could do to stop the crime of the century. How? Said Ralph. Call the police? Tempting Horrid Henry, but somehow he didn't think the police would be too keen to race over and rescue two horrible babysitters for scoffing a cake. We could tell Rebecca it's poisoned, said Ralph. What, your mum made a poisoned cake, said Henry. Don't think they'd believe you. Rude Ralph hung his head. It's hopeless, said Ralph. Now we won't get any. No cake! No yummy chocolate cake dripping with fudgy frosting and studded with sweets. Horrid Henry wasn't the squish of sitters for nothing. Wasn't there some film he'd seen or story he'd heard where get some keys and some strings, said Henry, and one of your dad's suits on a hanger. Hurry! Why? Said Ralph. Do you want the cake or not? Or don't you? Said Henry. Now do exactly what I say. Ah! The blood-curdling scream echoed through the house. Ah! 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 Trudge, trudge, trudge. Rabbit Rebecca flung open Ralph's bedroom door. She glared at them, screaming and trembling in the corner, and flashed her child-chewing fangs. Stop screaming, you little creep, snarled Rabbit Rebecca, or I'll give you something to scream about. We saw, gasped Ralph. A headless ghost, gasped Henry. Outside the window. Rabbit Rebecca snorted. Yeah, right, she said. Now shut up and go to sleep. She left, slamming the door behind her. Go, said Horrid Henry. Horrid Henry ran into the kitchen, panting and gasping. There were the bogey babysitters huddling over the cake. One slice was already gone. Rabbit Rebecca looked up, cake and knife in hand. I smell it. Child, she hissed. What are you doing down here? Roared rancid Rachel. Go away before we... I'm scared, said Horrid Henry. I heard a noise. You're just trying to make an excuse to get out of bed, you little worm, said Rebecca. You'd better get out of here before I count to 3, bellowed Rachel, or else. There's something outside, said Henry. 1, 2, clink, clink, clink. The clinking noise was coming from the outside kitchen window. There, whimpered Horrid Henry. He backed away. What was that? Said Rebecca, the cake halfway to her drooling jaws. Nothing, said Rachel, shoving a huge bit in her mouth. Clink, clink, clink. Rachel stopped chewing. That, hissed Rabbit Rebecca, that clinking noise. I told you there's something outside, whispered Henry. Bang, bang, bang. Rancid Rachel stood up. Ah, it's just the wind, she said. Bang, bang, bang. I'll show you, said Rachel. I'm not scared. She marched over to the window and drew back the curtain. There in the dark was a headless suit flapping and rapping at the window. Ah! Screeched Rebecca. She spat out a mouthful. Ah! Screeched Rachel. She spat out her mouthful. It's a ghost! Hide! They howled, racing from the kitchen and clambering up the stairs. Go outside and see what it is! Screamed Horrid Henry. No way! Shrieked Rebecca. They barricaded themselves into the bathroom and locked the door. Horrid Henry snatched the cake off the cake stand and raced back to Ralph's room. Ralph was standing at the open window, dangling a hanger from a string with his dad's suit on it. Henry beamed at Ralph as he hauled in the suit, untied the keys he used to clink on the ground. Ralph beamed at Henry. Good job, partner, said Horrid Henry, helping himself to a gigantic piece of chocolate. Cake, boy, it was delicious. Good job, partner, said Ralph, digging into an even bigger one. Won't your mum be furious with Rebecca when she comes home and finds all the cake gone, mumbled Henry, taking another enormous slice. Boy, will she ever, said Ralph. I bet Rebecca never babysits here again. And that was the end of this little story. The next is going to be Horrid Henry tells it like this. We have read a whole entire chapter. And so I'm just going to end the video there. So, bye guys. See you in the next video. Ho, 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 ho. How?